the 5-0, cause they after me. Kill me if they could, I never let them capture me.
Those we've deemed expendable need to believe there's a better life waiting for them. They need hope. And we can't allow that illusion to be destroyed.
All right, let's get it. For the wages of sin is death. It says if you want to understand the sin of debt a little deeper, you need to know how the words mortgage, debt, dead, and battery are all related to the dollar, which is also known as legal tender. Now, I read that before in the other video, so I'm going to skip on down because I want you to hear this part. It says the words sin, mortgage, note, debt, and dead are all related to the dollar because the dollar is legal tender or dead money. What do people do with some of their legal tender? They bury it, right? You bury it under your bed. you bury it in the banks. It says what you need to know about the word bank is that it is related to the word currency. What is currency? Currency is water, right? Furthermore, both of these words are related to the word river. Do you remember that? Do you remember what I said earlier about the relationship between the words river and bank? What does a river have on both of its sides to prevent water from flowing out of it? Riverbanks. Corporate banks are like riverbanks because they regulate currency, CSEA. Corporate banks regulate the flows of the energy of people. Say it one more time. Corporate banks regulate the flow of the energy people. River banks regulate the flow of the energy of water. Banks need to regulate the flow of energy in order to control the currency, or currency, chi. Flow of energy. What is chi? Chi is your energy, right? From your chakras. This is you got to understand that this is a place of harvesting. They harvest your energy. Current chi, flow of energy to charge the dead, the debt. This is why when the debt is not paid, the banks may send a loan shark. Can I get a no there? Read that one more time. This is why when the debt is not paid, the banks may send a loan shark at the people who have refused to pay the debt. A shark is a large fish that lives in the sea. They did not use the term loan shark for no reason. It is all about water and energy because water carries the currency or current chi, which is needed to charge the debt with life force energy. By now, you should know while the words sin, legal, stock, mortgage, note, debt, dead, currency, corporation, bank, riverbank, commerce, battery, charge. Like if you commit a crime, they're going to charge you with the crime because you're a battery. They're going to put you in a cell because you got cells in your body and you go to a jail cell. You know what I'm saying? It says in charge all related. It says riverbank. It says commerce, battery, in charge all related to the process of harnessing the energy of mankind. The Earth Matrix drama is all about tricking mankind to consent to the biological battery. Remember in Morpheus? Morpheus told Neo that he's a battery in the Matrix. He couldn't take it. You are a biological battery. So the dark forces and their flesh and blood minions can drain the life force energy of men and women to charge their dead Matrix system. The good news is that we have the power to change the destructive and unpleasant drama into a harmonious and pleasant drama. One of the keys to doing this is to control and balance the dark and light forces inside each of us. The main reason that the dark forces are out of control is because the dark forces inside each of us is also out of control. And this is why you got to heal yourself. Let's continue. It says what? This is the title. What banks do not tell you about mortgages and loans. Today, nearly all banks do not lend out lawful money. Instead, they lend out notes or checks that are backed by a promise to pay. Before lending out these notes or checks, the borrower has to sign documents that have terms and conditions written on them, along with the price tag, the amount of money the borrower agrees to pay back. These documents are called negotiable contracts, loan agreements, or promissory notes. After you sign a loan agreement with the bank, after you sign a loan agreement with the bank, it legally binds you to the terms and conditions of that agreement. What banks do not tell you is that when you sign a loan agreement or promissory note, you give value to that loan or note, right? Because it's all about your signature. The moment you put your signature there, that's the power. The power is in your signature. It says, when you sign a loan agreement or promissory note, you give value to that loan or note. You give it value because it is backed by your promise to pay. An important fact that you need to know about a valid agreement contract is that it is a mutual agreement. A mutual agreement cannot be truly valid without full disclosure. Nearly all bank loan agreements of today are not truly mutual agreements because they do not come with full disclosure. As a result, they are often invalid agreements and therefore have no legal or lawful standing. Almost all bank loan agreements may not be valid because the credits created from those loan agreements are created out of thin air. Ain't that some shit, yo? How they could just create money out of thin air? But they take it from you though, because they're getting it from your straw man. In a way, this is why creating credit can help the economy thrive because it allows people to access their future earnings. However, when people are irresponsible and greedy, it can destroy the economy. After you are approved for a bank or a loan mortgage, the bank requires you to sign a promissory note. After signing it, the bank deposits your promissory note into its account as money. To be more specific, it accepts your promissory note in exchange for credit to your transaction account, thereby creating new money. In other words, you are the creditor, not the debtor. You hear this? You are the creditor, not the debtor. And therefore, the bank is only loaning you your future earnings. Wow. The bank is the debtor and therefore cannot loan you any money because the banks don't have no money. How would that? Well, why do you think these people are so eager to give you a loan? Why do you think these people are so eager to give you a loan on the car and the mortgage and down payment on the house? You know what I'm saying? Come on down, zero, and we'll give you no credit, bad credit, forget it. Come on down, man. We're going to give it to you. Why do you think they do it? They have to do it. They have to do it because you are the livestock. You are the creditor. They tricked you in they got you thinking that you are the debtor and the banks is the creditor. You know what I'm saying? But it's the other way around. You are the creditor because you're the one that got the money because you don't know about the fact that you have money in your straw man's account. You worth billions of dollars, but they don't want you to know. That's the reason why they can loan you 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Because once they get you to sign something, they get it from that account, and then they make you pay back double from interest rates and everything else. All right, it says however, because of the way the banking system is set up today, the bank's role is to trick you to think that the bank is the creditor after using your promissory note to create money. The bank turns around and lends you that same money as a bank loan. That same money. Did the bank tell you in advance that it was going to lend you your own money? Ah, boy, I tell you, did you agree to allow the bank to lend you your own money? Wow, I know y'all not understanding this because this is some stuff, this is some heavy shit to wrap your head around. It's if you're honest, if your honest answer is no, then it was not a mutual agreement. By lending your own money, the bank makes 100% profit every time you pay your monthly payment. Every time you pay your monthly payment, they make 100% profit. If you add interest rent into the equation, the bank makes more than 100% profit. This is how banks steal your money and your energy without your knowledge. If you and I were to do this, they would throw us in jail for a very long time. Once you understand how banks create money out of thin air, you will know that most banks have been committing fraud for decades. For evidence that banks use promissory notes to create credit, read page 6 and 7. Okay. It says of modern money mechanics by Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago on page 6, 7. It says you should find a sentence that says what they do when they make loans is accept promissory notes in exchange for credits for the borrowers and transaction accounts. When the sentence thereof refers to they, it refers to banks. All right, it says if you have a mortgage or are planning to take out a mortgage, you need to know that you are not legally the owner of your house. This is because the mortgage contract appoints you as the tenant and not the owner of the house. As a result, you do not hold legal title to the land and the house. A tenant is defined as an individual who occupies or possesses land or premises by way of a grant of an estate of some type, such as in fee or life for years or at will. A person who has the right to temporarily use and possess a particular real property which has been conveyed to that person by a landlord. Another definition of the word tenant is a person who occupies real property owned by another based upon an agreement between the person and the landlord owner. I want to go back up though. I want to go back up to the part because I want y'all to understand what I read right here. It says, I just want to go back. It says, you are the creditor, not the debtor, and therefore the bank is only loaning you your future earnings. The bank is the debtor and therefore cannot loan you any money. However, because of the way the banking system is set up today, the bank's role is to trick you to think that the bank is the creditor after using your promissory note to create money. The bank turns around and lends you that same money as a bank loan. Did the bank tell you in advance that it was going to lend you your own money? No, of course it didn't. They were like, all right, D, well, how's that possible? Now, look, if you go ahead and get a mortgage or if you finance a car or whatever, and you sign, they're going to, all right, you trying to get a car, $50K, right? The car costs $50,000, you know what I'm saying, $30,000, whatever, right? So you sign, you go ahead and sign this agreement to this bank, right? They so-called say, okay, we're going to give you this loan, you know what I'm saying? In all reality, they didn't give you no loan. They took your money because you are the creditor. We all have money that they don't want you to know about. You know what I'm saying? Remember that commercial? It's my money and I need it now. Yeah, it is your money. The banks don't have no money. They get money from us because we are the livestock. You see what I'm saying? But they don't want you to know. So when you go ahead and so-called, take this so-called $30,000 loan or whatever, right? Right. And then you go ahead and drive off the lot with this brand new car, zero down. You ain't pay nothing, right? So now your monthly payments for that car is $500 a month, $600 a month, whatever it is, right? So now you go ahead and you send in payments because now you got to work your ass off. You need that job now. So now this is how they drain you of your energy or of your inner chi. They get you to work. Now you got to put in mad hours just so you can pay for this car note, which is $500 a month. In all reality, you already paid the damn note just by signing the contract. You already paid for it, but they're not going to tell you that because they don't want you to know that. Remember, my people shall perish from a lack of knowledge. Once again, for the Christians in the back, my people shall perish from a lack of knowledge. If you know better, you will do better. Motherfuckers don't know no better. You see what I'm saying? So again, like I said, when you sign that, you already done paid for the car, but they're going to get you to pay for it 2 times, 3 times, because now, since you already paid for the car, now you're going to go ahead and pay for these monthly payments $500 for them, you know what I'm saying, for the next 5, 6, 7 years. And don't you dare miss a payment. Because if you miss a payment now, you're gonna have late fees and interest rates and all that other crap that comes with it. You see what I'm saying? So now you see how they getting you. So you done turn a $30,000 car to $100,000 car. You know what I'm saying? And they getting over on you. Why do you think car dealers, when you go to a car dealer, right, they don't like for you to go out there and just buy a car off the lot. They don't when them rich folk, like, let's say Mayweather, somebody, in fact, Devin Haney, he just went and bought his dad a brand new Mercedes, right? As far as I'm concerned, I'm assuming that he paid cash, but I don't know. But let's just say perhaps he paid cash. Those dealers, those car dealers, they don't like that shit. They like when you come and finance something, because when you finance, that's how they make a profit. If you just come and a car is $100,000 for a brand new Benz or whatever, and you just go ahead and flat out pay that $100,000, you know what I'm saying? They don't make nothing off that. You see what I'm saying? They only make the profit is when they can get you, when they can con you and get you to sign this agreement that you're going to do these monthly payments, and you're going to finance whatever. That's how they get you. Because now they want you to pay double. So this is very important. I'm trying to tell you, if you don't want to be a sucker no more in the Matrix, you better step your game up and tune your punk ass to DB Gangstar Simulation so you can learn something, you know what I'm saying, and turn Barney off. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just want to be a bot for the rest of your damn life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to stop this video because I'm going to have some room so I can be able to edit this joint. And then I'm going to go ahead and make another video so I can give y'all some more information. All right? See, I do what the bots don't do. The bots banging on the walls again. I do what the bots don't do. You know what I'm saying? The bots don't read. They don't educate themselves. They can't. They already in reprobate mind. Ain't nothing we can do for the bots. Like, we just got to let kill them all, let the guys sort them out type thing. We can't do nothing for the bots. They already gone. Their fate is already sealed. But what you can do is wake your punk ass up so that way you don't become like them. All right? Don't have itchy ears. Don't be in a reprobate mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And send a donation for a change. Holla back, y'all. We out.
Everything we've been led to believe is a lie. When we get chosen by the gods, they're choosing us for death, murder, automatic expiration. The great beyond is bullshit. What? That's crazy talk. You liar! I know you don't want to believe it, but I have proof.
You're not thinking of going back to your old ways, are you? Is that such a bad idea? Let the cops take these guys down. Sometimes the law works. And sometimes it doesn't. These people, they steal, they murder, destroy people's lives, and get away with it. They have alibis, money, lawyers, power. They have everything.
You don't understand. Your world's gonna end.
What the hell are you?